3. Had to delete several videos. We are doing a little interview with Sunniva because the blog, the Solgave project Rebirth, is going to come out sometime tomorrow prior to our 1-year anniversary. We've put a little timeline on it because of the importance of things escalating. It was 2 years ago that we started, almost to the day. I shared that on Facebook, where we started this idea formed on the same principles, which is animal therapy, healing, nature, dealing with children, and all the things that we're going to be tackling immediately. So Sunniva, how do you feel about the Solgave project finally being started and shifting away from second chance a little bit, although we've not left it because it's in the hands of our California operator, and we'll talk about that in the blog. How do you feel about things?
I feel tremendously relieved because for the longest time I have struggled with the notion of second chance, and not because it's not my passion, but because it didn't feel right. And I operate based on intuition and hunches, and that said that no, this wasn't right now. And I think it has a lot to do with the fact that it's so, it's a time-consuming part, and it's what we're aiming towards. Like in the future, it's going to be a huge branch of the tree that is Solgave. It's going to be the second chance, but not yet, because it's the branch that we need to build the rest of the tree first. You know what I mean? And so we started on the branch, and then there was no tree, and so now we're building the tree. We're building the foundation, and it felt like I was actually the one that had I sat down and I said, Jared, you know what? We can't do this. We can't do the second chance. And then we had the talk, and we both, you and I, felt so relieved. And so it feels wonderful actually to think that we're not going to do it now, but we're going to do it in the future, and we're going to build the foundation for it, and we're going to do it good. And I'm really, really excited. There's a lot of people out there that are rescuing dogs, and I found that all of a sudden that's what we were doing, and that's not the second chance. Second chance was about rehabilitating dogs and using them in therapy. But where was the therapy aspect of this? So that's where we are now.
I'd like to just add that the page is going to stay active because Lauren and I are going to help the 2 dogs she's got right now continue to share the narrative. Our California operator is doing a little rescuing, and she is doing great work, and we want to be advocates for rehoming, not being stigmatized, and kind of creating a foster network. So the page will be active. Sunniva stepping away from it. We're going to put it in Lauren's hands, and she's gracefully said, you know what, I'll take this for a couple years. I can dedicate X amount of time to it as we catch up to the larger vision. So yeah, I just wanted to add that. I also wanted to say one thing clearly. There's 47 or 48 rescues that fulfill a vital component of what the animal community is about. And I believe that they do, and they're here for that exact reason. And
it's very important, because without it, nobody would be taking care of these dogs. What we want to do, we want to now say that, you know what, we could spend our time helping the rescues in a different way, instead of helping them by doing 1 dog at a time, because we don't have the location that we're looking to have in the future. And because we have we got to put our family first right now, and so, but we're helping by working on a different side of the whole issue of the overpopulation of dogs. It's not necessarily that it's an overpopulation either. I've heard there are very different theories about it, and we want to get into the education part, and that's what we're using our therapy dogs for. It would be to travel around to schools and to teach them about how to properly be around dogs, and to see what they can learn from dogs. And
can I interject?
Interrupt?
No. What? This is one of the questions I had down. How and when and why will we get a therapy dog? We've got access to one.
Wow, it's just, that's another, like, this could take 50 minutes if I am to talk about everything, but because it's a story. Little Willow is a story in herself, because she's taught me so much. So that's going to be another blog. We're actually going to use what we had as a permanent foster. We've adopted her, and we are training her currently to hopefully be a small therapy dog. Because therapy dogs, you know, they use for different things. Based on what they like themselves and what the handler want to do. And Willow is brilliant with kids, and she loves people. So
how will you be trained? How and who will you be trained by?
Well, I am working with Trisha on this.
Okay.
So which is excellent, because Trisha has gotten. Well, we should talk about Trisha before we talk about what Trisha's gonna do.
I think so.
Yeah. So let's just rewind.
Yeah.
We'll get back to this.
Yeah. That's what was my second question, was how do you feel about joining forces? This is what I love about our interviews, guys. These are not too scripted. How do you feel about joining forces? And this is a video inside a blog, so it's going to make a lot more sense when you've read up to this point. Yeah. How do you feel about joining forces with a different style of trainer, and tell us a little bit about your relationship with Trisha Jennings.
Okay, what I wanted to, when we got here a year ago, I've said all along that I wanted desperately to work with other trainers, because firstly, I like to learn, and I learn by observation. I'm a visual learner, and I learn by observation much better than I do by a book. Plus, I don't think you can learn about dog training from a book. Because you gotta see the dogs, you gotta be in the action, you gotta read the energy of the situation, and not just the dog did this and the dog did that. But I'm sure people can learn a lot from books, I'm not saying that. But so I wanted to link up with a lot of different trainers, because there are a lot of different aspects to dog training. But when I first met Trisha, then she had called me to help with one of her dogs, and immediately as I talked to her on the phone, I found that this lady was so nice to talk to, and I loved it. And we talked for like 45 minutes about horses and dogs and life and everything. And then I thought, when I hung up, and I said to Jared, to you, that I'm like, I can't offer this lady anything. And then you said, oh, but she called you, you know, so obviously she thinks you can. And then we went there, and I'm like, Trisha, you know, I still can't offer you anything, because you know all this. She's so incredibly skilled, and so like, she knows everything. But she's so humble. Like, she'll never come and say that I know this and this is how you should do it and you shouldn't do this. She is a wonderful teacher, and amazing with dogs, amazing with horses, wonderful friend. No, I don't have any negative things to say about Trisha. And obviously when she said she was interested in joining up with us, I was like, this can't be real, because this should just be too perfect. Because she's the perfect matchup to me.
Why?
Because while we work in so different ways, I don't know if it makes sense to people with the left brain, right brain approach. You know, it's how can you define the different sides?
Well, there's the creative side, and then the logic side, what we call the hard science and the pseudoscience, perhaps.
So we kind of, we complement each other so nicely, and I have so much respect for her, and she has that for me too. So it's not like you're wrong, you know, wacko. That she says that to me, because I'm like, I feel that this is, but it frees me up to be what I actually am, which is a feeler, an intuitive, how can you even call it? You call it an artist. I wouldn't say that. Communicator. So that I can really free myself up, because I am basing myself off of someone who thinks in a very different way. So when I read her and she reads me, and we see that we're along the same lines, like, there's nothing that could stop us in a way, because we're If you know what I mean? It's hard to explain.
It's a powerful connection. If I'd just like to say, we're entering a third workshop, and Trisha has loosely helped us, and she's been a mentor along the way. I'm going to write up a lot of this about her, but she was the Great Plains Mastiff Rescue Training Coordinator, and how we first met was our pack walks and a mutual friend. And then she read our blogs as I interviewed her today. I'll just share a little bit of this on video. She realized the philosophies and ideologies were exactly how she was. Well, she's vice president in the corporate world and running that game today. She, in 2003, I think, left Walmart and got EGALA certified, Pirelli level 3, and started on this journey with animals healing people, and realizing her whole life that was probably why she was here, but she didn't have a chance to. Now, for reasons that I'll get into with the blog, because she shared it in the interview, so it's appropriate to, she had to get back. They started their own company, and she's tremendously successful, tremendously busy, and she does all this heart stuff on the side.
She has a therapy dog that she got certified, Zeta Mastiff, and that's another reason why we connected, was that the obvious, and that she already had a therapy dog, and we were wanting to do that already in Sweden. And
that will be the first dog that we will be using.
Yeah,
that's what I was implying earlier. Zeta
and Trisha, obviously.
Yeah, Zeta and Trisha, because they're connected. We've got an event already booked in May that we're excited about using. What other direct questions did I have for you? It's a neat phase for us.
Let me just say something about credentials, because that's what Trisha comes in as, the credential part of the training team, and I think that is. I was thinking a lot about it today, actually. Credentials. I've, as a person, always said that I don't know why you need credentials, because I myself, while I do extremely well, to be honest, in academic settings, I don't like it, because it's too much sitting still and too little hands-on for me as a person. So I've been a little rebellious against credentials, and always said I don't want them because I don't need them. But I realized that credentials give trust. It's a way of people of developing a trusting relationship with you, because they know what you know, and that's important. So I am really happy and really thrilled that we're getting a credential party in as a part of the training team, because then Trisha and I can complement each other. And for people that want training of their dog, they can say, okay, so this is a team with one extremely skilled, extremely skilled, and
you're both extremely
very
skilled.
Good lady with all of these credentials, which means that she's gone through extensive testing. She got 100% on this, CGC, that test to become a CGC evaluator, which makes her also able to, so she can certify canine good citizens, and also therapy dogs. And she got 100% on that test, which tells you how much she knows. And I'm not surprised.
She's really good.
I'm not surprised. And it's really, I'm so happy to have that part in, because it frees me up to be me, which is will be a compliment to Trisha. We'll complement each other. And I'm really, really happy about that.
The words from Sunniva wasn't part of the interview with Trisha, so she's not privy to everything she said about her, but it's a level of trust that Trisha saw in Sunniva, and it's her. She went through some life changes and experiences in her horse work that showed her that the same could be done with dogs. Solgave Animal Solutions and the project is really tackling the side, as Trisha says and is quoted in the interview, she's always seen as the missing ingredient. And it isn't just to have an amazing horse or dog with groundwork, riding skills, or a dog that's trained or even imbalanced or a great pack member, but what can it teach us about ourselves?
Yeah, so that's my part of it. So Trisha is the one that can really show you how to do, like say I have some problems with my dog, how can I train it to do this and that? This is where Trisha comes in. She can tell you everything about how to do that and how to do it in a positive way. Trisha's a positive reinforcement only. And while where I come in would be, and this is what I really love to do, is I can tell the people that you can do this. And this is what the relationship you can develop with your dog. This is what your dog can teach you. And this is how you can grow together. And some people may not want that. They may just want their dog to sit and stay. But other people may desire a deeper connection with their dog and a way of communicating that goes beyond just words and beyond commands. And Trisha is so open to that as well, which is why, again, we work so well together.
And we've already found in the 3 months, these are the kind of clients that are gravitating to us. And now that we can market this approach, it'll be the only kind that gravitate to us because they'll know it's part of the process. Our classes are going to get extremely structured with Trisha on board.
Thank God, everybody will say. We're
looking at taking things to a tremendous level that I'm really proud of. The workshops that are 2 days. I think in June we hope to start the, what are they called? She's qualified to do.
AKC
Puppy Star classes. We were going to do our own puppy classes in the event group, but now that she's got these certifications, it'll all be legit. By September, our hope is that she is, or her hope and plan is to be BAT certified. I think that's Behavior Adjustment Trainer. She would be the only one in the state of Arkansas, and I think in the South.
The closest is Chicago. It's only like 24 certified in America.
And say these have never been important to us before, but Trisha's an academic background, already had many credentials, and she wanted to fill in a few gaps. The other one would be AKC, I think it's Certified Professional Trainer.
Let's not get into the...
Okay, yeah. Well, anyway, she's already got several. The blog will explain the plans for the summer and fall, and by then she'll be loaded up, and she's got a career
and tons of experience.
Yeah.
Well, she hasn't been a dog trainer for 20 years. I mean, she has that much experience with the dogs, and horses, and life. And most importantly, a humble approach to life, which Jared is wanting to talk about.
Yeah, no, I just think it's like our thing. I just said this to our team tonight earlier, but if I could meet somebody that's a teacher or a coach or had any kind of credentials and had done something, whether they've done it for 5 years or 20 years, if you meet them and shake their hands and look into their eyes and your soul is moved in a powerful way, that's where Sunniva, me, and the company can back that we garner respect. So it's neat that we've got a team member with all these credentials, but it means very little to us, to be honest. What means most to us about Trisha Jennings and Sunniva is the person she is. Yeah. There's a lot of trainers, there's a lot of coaches, there's a lot of teachers, there's a lot of people on this planet. The people we try to hire, the people we try to aspire to be, and the only ones, and it took us a year to find the right person that we will strive to align with, are the ones that are capable of continuing to learn and hopefully guided by humility. And that's tough to find a duo to match up with, so I'm really proud that we... Sunniva has achieved that with this team. Any final parting words? This is a blog about the project. It's going to have initiatives that will be 3 or 4 a year, and therapy dogs that we're going to use to hopefully help children, elderly. I'd like to get in prisons. We want to help people. This is why we moved.
We go where we... where we feel drawn, so you feel drawn to the prisons.
I feel drawn to the prisons. No, I want to end with this. I told 3 people this week, we want to be the best pet sitting, dog walking, and be mod company in the country. We won't stop until we get there. That's just how I'm groomed. But we moved to the United States of America to do this project. That's why we're here. Mm-hmm. We didn't move Godi to the north of the Arctic Circle, and Saba's not being leased in Sweden, and she didn't leave her Basoy and her family and her culture behind for any other reason than this soul work. And I don't mean to end and get emotional, but guys, this is why we're here. This is a real narrative and a real story with a real...
Love us or hate us, we're only here to do good.
Yeah, that's right. And we've been very misunderstood. We've also realized through the course of this year that we've made some mistakes. We've misjudged some people. We've had some new friendships emerge this week that just kind of surprised us and thought that they had bad feelings about us. And we're humans, you know, and we've had a tough year with no capital and a baby being born and what? There's the baby. So this is going to cut this out. I'm going to inject this as a YouTube video into the blog, the Solgave Project. Initiative 1, Yellow Dog Project, 100-day campaign. I'm going to work with NBC and another news channel to try to get on the morning news. We're going to get into at least 4 or 5 schools. And my goal, lofty one, is that every person in Northwest Arkansas knows what the Yellow Dog Project is. We've had too many homes where people are afraid to go to parks because they have a yellow dog, and we'll tell you what that is, why it's important, when you see a yellow ribbon, what it means. And then we'll move on to the next initiative alongside the therapy dogs, our puppy classes, and different things that are emerging through the project side. That's it. You guys, I hope you enjoyed this blog and learned a lot about where we're going, and we're really excited.